Hey everyone, I just wanted to make an announcement. My new channel, Stephen Flores Travel, is now live on YouTube. This is a side project I've been working on for quite a while, and I hope you guys will go out there and support it. You can expect new travel related videos to come out every Tuesday and Friday. And if you want to subscribe to that channel, the link will be down below. So yeah, if you want to get to know me a bit more, get some travel tips, see some vlogs, all of that, don't forget to click the link down below and subscribe. Thanks so much guys, now let's move on with the video. Boy, this is gonna be a rant. What up my realists, it's Stephen, and welcome back to another Thursday video. I hope y'all are doing great. As you can probably tell, I am not doing great because I had to suffer through this movie. This useless, waste of space, waste of time movie that I will now bash to bits in front of all of you. Cause what else is the internet for but that? But before we get to that, I just want to say if you like this video, don't forget to give it a big thumbs up and comment down below. Also, don't forget to follow me on all my social media platforms. That's Stephen Flores for Facebook and that's Stephen J. Flores for Twitter and Instagram. And if you like this video and want to see more videos like this video, don't forget to subscribe and click the bell for me, will ya? So yeah, without further ado, let's move on with the video. I'm kind of making this intro fast because I want to get to like the really juicy stuff about this video. So as you all probably know, Mulan was released on Disney Plus for like $30 a few weeks ago. I don't know who would pay $30. Unless you're like a family of 4 who's gonna watch it. Like that's just an obscene amount of money for a movie. And it's an obscene amount of money for this kind of movie. I'm sure you guys are also familiar with all of the controversy this movie has caused. There have been so many articles and think pieces and tweets. The tweets, by the way, are especially funny about how this movie is just so wrong on so many levels. And to think that it didn't even do well in China is saying something. But I'm gonna get to the reasons why I personally did not like this movie. The first time I watched it, I wasn't as against it. They had the instrumental versions of the Disney songs, which I enjoyed. You know, the fight sequences are actually kind of good, even though sometimes they're unrealistic, but I'm gonna get to that later. And to be fair to the story, it kept most of the major beats there, like the avalanche that Mulan causes, and you know how it all ends in like the Forbidden City or something like that. So it was not like entirely bad at first when I saw it. And then I reflected on what I saw and kept reflecting and reading about all the stuff that was like being said about this movie, and I realized something. That movie was probably one of the worst Disney animated remakes of all time. And I'm gonna break it down for y'all right now. The movie as it is right now is not very good for a lot of different reasons. I think it can all be summed up in like one statement, and that is that it does not have any heart. It is the most soulless, lifeless husk of a movie I have ever watched since Cats. And at least Cats kept all the songs, okay? This one just threw everything out. So let's get to reason number 1 why I hated this movie. And that was because, first off, the secondary characters are all so thin. There's literally nothing about the secondary characters that was even remotely interesting. The guy who was supposed to replace Shang as her love interest, like that was his role the entire time. Just be like cool and like semi-seductive the whole time. Like there was nothing more to him than that, or like the other characters in it that would have like 10 lines each for the sake of just having other people talk. Like it just didn't make any sense to me. It was really far from the original Mulan, because in the original Mulan, like for example, Ling, Chingpo, and Yao were actually well-rounded enough characters, and so was Shang. But here they kind of split Shang into 2 people, and that just made both of them like equally sucky. And then all of her soldier friends, like you didn't really end up caring about any of them. This is a really far contrast from like, let's say, Cinderella, the remake, where the prince was fully fleshed out, Cinderella was fully fleshed out, the stepmother was fleshed out. But here it just felt like everyone is just like these. You could literally take them out of the movie and there would be no difference at all. Like that's how inconsequential they all were to the movie. And I honestly can't believe I wasted like 2 hours of my life watching this, because I could literally not care about anyone, especially, ironically enough, Mulan. They kind of made her too perfect, I would say. I think that was the problem with this. They didn't really show her internal struggle that well, and because of that, the entire movie suffered. Like, she was just like not charismatic like at all. And the thing is, Mulan is supposed to be kind of quirky and funny if you wanted her to be relatable and stuff. You know, she's not supposed to be this perfect warrior, you know. She should actually go through some conflict or whatever. But no, like there was nothing bad about her. There was nothing relatable about her at all. And I don't think it has anything to do with the actress, although the actress is very controversial too. If you want to see her stance on Hong Kong, like that's a whole different thing. But it's just like the way Mulan was written and directed, it just felt more like, oh, there's this central character who is doing all of these things, but we do not know who she really is as a person. And that just made it really suck for me because I couldn't relate to her at all in any way. She did not go through adversity at all. If you think about it, she was just like a bomb ass warrior the whole time, and that's not fun to watch, Disney. Next up, we're gonna go to the thing that most people hated about this movie, and that's that they took away literally all the fun. When I heard they were gonna take out Mushu, I already knew I wasn't gonna like this movie because honestly, Mushu is like the life and soul of the first Mulan. He is so funny. He's the comic relief you need after all the dramatic moments, and we never got a single one of that in this entire thing, which I found to be very disappointing. Of course, also they took out every single song. I mean, you could hear it in the background, and like I said, I enjoyed that, but it's not enough. The whole reason why Mulan worked so well in the first time was because it was a musical and they were able to express what they were feeling through song. And those comedic songs sometimes balance all the darker themes. Like, remember how they sang A Girl Worth Fighting For right before they entered that village where the Huns like slaughtered everybody? That was a good balance of comedy and drama in a way that worked well because of the songs. If you take away the songs and Mushu, you take away the lifeblood of the original Mulan. And add to that, like I said earlier, you took away any part of her personality that was pleasing, that was like relatable in any given way. She just literally became this block of wood doing all these random things like she was just like a prop in the entire movie. I think that's why it felt so soulless. That's why it felt so dead. Because there was literally nothing like getting me to care. And the things that got me to be so invested in the movie before, like in the animated version, were completely missing. I don't know what Disney was thinking. They didn't have to not make it a musical. They could have still made it a musical and so many people would have watched. People watch Disney movies for the music. Okay, I'm gonna just put that out there. You don't really watch for like the story. Okay, maybe the story comes second. But the first reason why people watch Disney movies is the music. That is literally what Disney is known for. And to take that away and not replace it with anything redeeming, unlike for example the Cinderella movie, which took away the songs, but in fair, added this whole arc about how she met the prince, really fleshed out her character, all of that. You didn't even get to do that. That's why it sucked. Next up is the realism that this movie supposedly has. They took out the songs and they took out Mushu to be more realistic, but excuse me, how is a witch that turns into a bird even remotely realistic? It's not. And also, Mulan's fighting style, does she have superpowers that I don't know about? Did you see that one scene? Oh wait, okay, you probably didn't because you didn't watch the movie. But there's this one scene where like the king throws up an arrow and she literally bicycle kicks the arrow into the Hun's like heart. How does that even work? That is like the least realistic thing ever. Even in the start, there was a scene in the start where like a young Mulan was chasing a chicken and she like went all the way up to the roof and was slipping and doing all that stuff, and I was just like, what is happening? It's already not realistic at this point. Nothing in this movie was realistic. Okay, the most realistic thing that they did in this movie was keep her hair long, because Chinese people historically have kept their hair long even for guys. That is literally the only thing that I feel like they kept consistent and they kept realistic. Everything else, literally everything else, was not realistic at all. Just imagine this. They were walking on walls. How is that realistic at all? Answer, it is not realistic. Sorry, I just have a lot of feelings about this. There were scenes where they would jump from building to building and you're just like, that's too far for them to jump. It's a mess. It's a complete mess. And finally, the reason why I don't like this movie is because it's just not a good Disney movie. The Jungle Book remake was a really good Disney movie. The Beauty and the Beast remake was a really good Disney movie. The Cinderella remake was a really good Disney movie. This was not a good Disney movie. It lacked the heart, it lacked the soul, it lacked the thing that people like, which is the music. And even if it didn't have the music, kind of like I said before with Cinderella, they didn't even try to make up for it with like redeeming qualities, like at all. I could not believe this was a Disney produced movie. Like, I cannot believe Disney signed off on this and poured $200 million into this. And this is the product you're gonna give us? Looks good, but has no substance at all. plot-wise, it's like super sucky. And you can tell they just did it to get money. Like they knew this was gonna make money, which actually right now it's not making money. But like they were just banking on it making money. And guess what? It's probably not gonna make any money because it sucks. These last few Disney movies have all sucked, and I just say, like, the Aladdin remake was not that good at all. The Lion King, for me, was not good at all, too. It was basically the exact same movie as the animated one. You just reanimated it. Like, that is like, peak lazy. You can't even call it a live action. It's more like photorealistic or something like that. And now we have this dumpster fire of a movie, and I hope it doesn't earn a single cent because it does not deserve And that's all I have to say about that. If you were like me and bought the Mulan movie to watch, did you like it? Did you not like it? Do you share the same opinions as me? I want to hear about it. Comment it down below. And yes, I guess I will see you guys on Sunday for our next video. Thank you so much for watching. If you liked it, please subscribe and the like button down there. My last videos are to my left and to my right, and on the description are my social media stuff. Like me on Facebook, follow me on Twitter, follow me on Instagram. Until next time, guys. See ya.